And welcome to another edition of Weather and Climate Chat. Instead of saying another, I should say welcome to the first Weather and Climate Chat that we've had in a long time, Dr. Michael Davis. Welcome back.
Yeah, back from the past.
Still trying to figure out if we had a episode since your marriage or if we just had one since your marriage. But, either way, we haven't talked much at all since you got married. So congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
We're on, your 1 month anniversary about now? Pretty close?
Yeah, we just passed it a couple days ago.
Okay, and we have to give props to AccuWeather's 90-day forecast.
Nailed it.
That nailed it. So we're having a little bit of fun with that.
And then you and I off air were trying to figure out what our contest was.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me that it was AccuWeather's 90-day forecast for the first day of the fall semester.
That's what we're going to do. I think we're going to, what did we say when the fall semester starts? We're going to follow along and see how it does all throughout the fall. Is that what we're going to try? Or
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. I have a big day coming up on October 5th. It's my 40th birthday. So my wife, of course, is planning all kinds of, prank type things for my birthday, as a lot of 40-year-olds, have happened to them. And that's already within AccuWeather's 90-day forecast. So I'm using that sort of as my point date to watch, like you were watching with your, wedding coming up. And according to AccuWeather right now, October 5th is going to be a little bit above normal. It's going to be sunny with a high of 71. So we'll see how that goes.
Very nice.
Yeah,
we'll see how it pretty much nailed the forecast for my wedding day. So we'll see.
I think that's a little above normal for our early October. I think early October we should be mid-60s. Is that about right? Roughly?
Mid-low 60s.
Mid-low 60s. So if we're 71, we're a good 5 to 8 degrees above normal. So, but should be a nice day. We'll see. We'll see how they nail it. And when we get to the actual beginning of the semester, we'll do the whole semester and follow along and see how it goes. But we'll talk more about that as we get closer, because we've got a lot to talk about since we haven't been around for a while. Summer kind of got off to a slow start. In fact, we had a lot of cool nights. It was very comfortable, and then it seems that the gates of warmth have opened up in the past couple of weeks, and we're now in the depths of summer.
Yeah, and the big heat waves coming this weekend.
And it's not even as warm as it's going to be. You're absolutely right. It's just beginning. So this is pretty much along the lines of what we thought was going to happen. Really no surprises here, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much in the depths of summer right now, with being at late July, getting close to early August. This is when it's typically going to be the warmest.
Now, one question I keep getting asked, maybe I should have waited a little longer to ask for that because we're focusing on temperatures now, but I'll throw it out there now. I'm having a lot of people asking me on my Monsoon Mike's page, is this time to start worrying about drought, that we really haven't had a lot of rain, or are we still doing pretty good in that sense?
Well, we've been below average for most of the parameters. Like for the year, we're about 4 inches or so below normal right about now. For the season, which started June 1st for meteorological summer, we're about 3 inches below. And for the month, we're about 1.5 inches below.
So we're below, but we're not dangerously below yet.
We're not in really dire straits, but we're getting deficits.
Okay. And it's really been pretty much every day has been the same. Sunny, warm to hot.
Last Monday we had a lot of strong storms.
We did. But a lot of those storms, we can talk about that as well, too. We've had several rounds of interesting storms that have come through the area over the past couple of weeks, but a lot of the areas around here have missed a lot of that. I know Warren County, New Jersey, if you're familiar with them, not too far east of here, about an hour and a half east of here, got nailed twice in the past couple of weeks. In fact, there was an EF0 tornado there, I believe, confirmed.
Really?
Did you hear that? You didn't hear that?
I saw it was straight line winds, not EF0.
Really? I was pretty sure that they confirmed that as a tornado. Well, I'll confirm.
At least according to Philadelphia's National Weather Service Facebook page, they said it was straight line winds.
I could be wrong. Well, I apologize. Well, either way, it was a pretty rough couple of weeks.
And when you and I did our Skywarn, we had our little quiz about whether it was straight line winds or tornadoes.
Yep. This is going to bother me now.
Well, Mike's looking that up. I'll tell you about the heat dome.
Yes, please do. Yeah, the heat. I love these names that the media jumps on. Of course, it was the polar vortex in the past. It was what was the other big catchword recently? It wasn't the polar vortex? It was something else. But either way, now we've got the heat dome. What is the heat dome that the media is jumping all over?
The heat dome is a meteorological term, the accepted one that's been around for a while. It looks at Well, I'll start by saying if you look at a surface map, that's what they're called,
Right.
where you have high pressures and low pressures and that sort of thing spread out across the country. Typically, the Weather Channel, if you watch that, they'll show a surface map.
Right.
National Weather Service, Weather Underground, wherever you go. That is the surface. The surface is one layer of the atmosphere. If you go higher up, you get into different layers that are usually represented by the pressure level that is at that specific level. So like 850 millibars would roughly correspond to about a mile up.
Okay.
500 millibars is about halfway up the atmosphere. That would be about 4 or 5 miles or so. So the higher you go, the lower the pressure.
Okay.
This pressure decreases with height as you go up to the atmosphere. When we look at the heat dome, it's referring to the mid-level of the atmosphere. So you're looking at, say, like 500 millibar chart, and there's a high pressure there.
Okay.
That high pressure is essentially representing a higher concentration of air molecules that helps to keep the heat in. And typically you don't have a lot of circulation going on within that specific area of the high pressure because you just have the air that's quite dense and wants to push down.
Right.
So any air that wants to rise, it's going to be quite difficult to get it to rise, and that energy that's supposed to be going up is sent back down.
Gotcha.
Now, the other thing you have to consider is we are here in the Northern Hemisphere, and we have this phenomenon known as the Coriolis effect,
Right.
which essentially deflects moving objects depending on what hemisphere you're in a certain direction. So if we're talking Northern Hemisphere here, objects are going to be deflected toward the right.
Right.
So in which case, if you're on the backside of the high pressure, referring to the high being toward your east, the winds are coming out of the south. We have the high pressure that's to our east right now. So that wind is coming from the south, where we'll be having more, let's say, along the lines of Florida, southeastern U.S., warm and moist. Those of you ever gone to Florida, you've been hit in the face with all that
This
humidity.
is Florida weather here. We got, yep.
And that's been brought up here, and it's not moving.
Okay.
It just sits there and gets re-radiated back, and that's when you start get the really high temperatures.
Right.
It acts like a dome, keeping all the heat in.
Great explanation. Thank you for that, Dr. Davis.
Of course.
So I should ask a fun question. As a weather nut like you and I are, would you rather be in a heat dome or a polar vortex right about now?
I like the cold a lot more. So
I think I'd rather have the polar
go with the
vortex.
polar vortex. But then again, if you
again,
ask me that in the wintertime, I'd probably say heat dome.
yeah, but then as a weather person, if it's some sort of extreme, it's still fun to follow. So, so just what's that? I'm sorry.
And the other thing, too, I was looking at the weather models and showed the high pressure that is pretty much sitting kind of around Bermuda, which is typical.
Bermuda high. Yeah.
Bermuda high. But it really wasn't moving very much.
Okay.
And some of the weather models were...
is that unusual, that it's not really moving?
No, it's pretty typical that the high pressure be sitting around
there.
somewhere around Bermuda.
Okay.
But it looked like there was pretty much storms that were arcing in a pattern, creating a ring around the high pressure.
Okay.
And we've been talking about the Omega block.
Yeah.
This is another type of blocking pattern.
Okay.
Known as the Ring of Fire.
I've heard of the Ring of Fire.
Because you have
not
a
the Johnny
high
Cash song they were talking about here.
Well, that's completely different.
Yep.
The high pressure pretty much stays in place, but you have the convection that takes place along the fringes of that sphere of influence of the high pressure, and you can create thunderstorms. They can sometimes be a little severe along the peripheries of that high pressure, so it forms that ring of convective activity, the Ring of Fire.
So how hot are we going to get this weekend? This coming weekend, coming days, it's probably going to be the hottest that we've had this summer, and maybe the hottest we have for the rest of the summer. Hopefully, but you never know. It still could get pretty hot. The Weather Channel has gone with Monday as being our hottest day in the upper 90s. I think the National Weather Service is actually focusing more on this weekend being the hotter period. What are you thinking, Dr. Davis?
I'm thinking this weekend's going to be in the mid-upper 90s.
So just a pretty broad general upper 90s, yep.
I'm thinking 96, 97.
Okay, we always play this little game. I would say I always have fun being aggressive, so I'm just going to say 98. I don't think we make 100, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 100 reading somewhere Maryland, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, suburbs, that wouldn't surprise me. But around here, I think 98 will do.
Mm-hmm. We are seeing a lot of heat advisories and excessive heat warnings further out west right now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The whole Midwest right now is pretty much painted with these warnings. If you go to the National Weather Service webpage, you'll see all sorts of heat advisories.
And I was going to say, as hot as it is here, it's going to be even worse out there. Because their actual temperatures, not heat indexes, are going to be 105-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because you have the concept of continentality where you don't really have a lot of moderation going on. So you're surrounded by land, which heats up a lot more quicker than, say, water will.
Yep.
The ocean's not that far from us.
Right.
So it can influence our weather and help moderate our temperatures.
I was having fun with my weather app the other night, and I was looking for somewhere in the country where it was tolerably nice and comfortable. And a good old place that you just were at recently, San Francisco. Just totally missing all of this.
Mm-hmm. Again, because of the ocean influence.
Upper 60s, low 70s for the next 10 days. So if you want to go somewhere in this heat dome to get away, San Francisco's your city.
All right.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So so you and I both pretty much agree upper 90s for the next few days. Next week, doesn't really cool down a whole lot. It's going to taper off a little bit, but still staying in the 90s most of next week, it looks like.
Yeah, the heat will be sticking around for a lot of the week to start with.
Does the humidity and dew points at least come down a little bit next week? It looks like we lose a little bit of that next week, hopefully.
Maybe a tiny bit,
right.
But it's still going to be pretty oppressive.
So stay hydrated. Take care of your elderly, the typical stuff you always hear, take care of the elderly, the sickly, the young, the old, the pets, and all that. Mm-hmm. This is definitely a weekend and coming week to stay cool, right?
Yeah, it's a good day to go sit by the pool or have some ice cream or whatever you want to do.
Now, backtracking, I did, this is from LehighValleyLive.com, and this was an article on July 15th, 2016, so this is last
week.
Last Friday, so a week ago today. And that article says it was a tornado. The National Weather Service Friday night confirmed a tornado touchdown in Thursday's destructive storm that moved through Warren County. So that would have been Thursday. That would have been because Warren County got hit twice in the past week. So maybe you're referring to the storm.
Maybe it was a second event.
The second event. Yeah. But the first Warren County event was a tornado. The Weather Service crew that visited the worst hit area in the county around Tom Smith's Route 519 farm in White Township confirmed a twister EF0 struck at 2:46 p.m. Thursday the 14th. Yeah, that's
because I saw this. I saw the last straight line was this week, so it must have been.
Warren County got nailed twice. Remember, I said Warren County got nailed twice. So I
got confused.
Our thoughts are definitely going out to our friends in Warren County if we have any listening, because they've really got nailed twice in the past couple of weeks. Whereas around here, it's just been generally pretty darn hot.
And just like in 2014, I think it was. 2013 when Moore, Oklahoma got 2 EF5 tornadoes in a week.
That's right. And should also mention, what was it? It might have been that same day that Warren County got the tornado. I don't know if you saw Lancaster County got some pretty bad flooding. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
Route 30 in Lancaster was underwater. So, we've been pretty fortunate. Right around Kutztown proper, we really haven't got nailed with major thunderstorms. We've had some here or there, but nothing major like Warren and Lancaster counties have gotten. So, but it could always happen. I mean, potentially later today, and in this kind of pattern, there's really not a whole lot of convection out there. But with this type of pattern, I know the word that Ed Hanna, the meteorologist at Channel 69, likes to use. He always likes to say garden variety thunderstorms. Garden variety thunderstorms are always possible in this kind of pattern, right?
Yeah, those are air mass thunderstorms called garden variety thunderstorms, also known as pulse thunderstorms, because they just kind of flare up.
Yeah.
But they die off fairly quickly.
Pretty much what happens in Florida.
Half hour.
Yeah, what happens in Florida.
Oh, yes. They see a lot of these garden variety thunderstorms.
You're at Disney World, and it's sunny 1 minute, pouring and thundering and lightning the next minute, and then it's sunny the next minute after that. So,
and then you get into things like destructive sunshine.
Yes.
Where you have the sun come up, heat up the atmosphere, you get your thunderstorm, it rains, clears out, sun comes back up, heats that land again.
Starts it all over again.
Repeats the process over and over again.
Rotates on through. So so that's generally so really that's what we've got to look forward to. And wow, we almost filled up 15 minutes just talking about this. We didn't even need a topic, which we kind of figured was going to happen.
Yeah, we just need to catch up on the material.
So that's pretty much it, folks. It's really all there is to say. Hazy, hot, and humid until we probably talk again. So stay cool, and we're in the middle of summer, and don't worry. It won't be long till we're complaining about the cold and snow and stuff. And I know I saw AccuWeather was very gutsy. I'll use that word. And already issuing early calls for the winter. Did you see that about 3 weeks ago?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I'll dig it up for you somewhere. But they're leaning toward cold and snowy based on a La Nina winter that they're predicting. But
yeah, I have heard about the La Nina coming, and it does appear like it's possible.
So
it must be banking on La Nina.
So, but I'm not ready to issue any winter forecast, and I don't think you are yet either, are you?
No, but La Nina winters typically are colder for us.
So we shall see. We shall see. We might pay for all this heat now in about 6 months, but we'll worry about that then, right?
Yeah. Enjoy the summer.
Enjoy the Yeah, exactly. What are we even talking about that for? Because before you know it, 1 month from now, students will be back. Month after that, we'll be in the depths of fall. A month after that, it'll be Halloween, and it all goes downhill from there. So enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Could be snow on Thanksgiving.
It could be. That's happened. That's happened.
It has happened.
It's snowing on Halloween in this area.
Yes,
so,
it has.
So let's take it one step at a time, folks. All right, Dr. Davis, thanks so much for joining us. We can always catch you on Facebook. We're at Dr. Michael Davis Weather Forecast.
Dr. Michael Davis's Weather Forecasts.
Yep. All right. We'll check you back here. Hopefully, well, we're going to definitely do it much sooner than last time. So our goal will be within the next week or so. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you then.